the last key, and it's the recognition of time. They say that there's a time and season for everything. And I believe that's true. In England, we now get strawberries throughout the year. But the strawberries we get in December are not as sweet as the strawberries you get in June. And the reason is that the strawberries you get in December have been grown under artificial conditions, and so they don't carry the same sweetness. And the ones that have been ripened in the natural light of the day in the sun, they're very sweet. There's a season. And I believe that at this time, when there's actually more suffering, more misery, and more pain in the world than there ever has been before in human history. I believe that that is a fact. Some people say to me, well, it's because we know about the scenes of what's happening globally, and in the past we don't know. No. A situation in which every single country is impacted and affected by sorrow in some way or another. Whether it's mental, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, whether it's spiritual, it feels as if everyone is wounded. It feels that on some level there's a scar that everyone is carrying. I believe that it's the season now for healing. And so let me be able to allow God's love to heal me. And let me be an instrument to be able to give time and heal others. It is the season to be able to take God's love and compassion and to be able to change the culture of the world and create a culture of compassion and cooperation. And I believe the world is ready for that. I think the events of last year and the events of all the disasters that we keep hearing about, now I don't think there's anybody who can deny the subject of the abuse of the environment that human beings have afflicted, or climate change. I was driving from London to Oxford just recently, and the person who was with me said, and he must be in his 50s, and he said that in all my years, I've never seen such torrential rainfall in England. Because we started the journey and it was okay, then a little bit of drizzle, and then towards the end of the journey it was torrential rainfall. And England is a pleasant green land most of the time because it rains most of the time. There's usually grey skies, but not torrential rainfall. And for that last stretch of about 20 minutes, there was literally torrential rainfall. And he said, well, how can anyone not believe in climate change? It's a reality that we're witnessing. So those are the external things. But I believe that the external things are a signal to make us think in a different way. To make us ask the question, is there an alternative to the way in which we have been living? And I believe that from the paradigm of commercialism, of consumerism, materialism, the season now is a return to spirituality. And when I recognize that it's the season for this, and I do what the season demands at that moment. When it's a season for planting, I plant. When it's a season for harvesting, I harvest. And if I try to harvest at the wrong time, well, things are going to go crazy. Or if I try to plant at the wrong time, again, nothing's going to happen. And so first to recognize the season, and then to benefit from it, to take advantage of it, means that things can move in the right way. So the season, the time now, is to turn to spirituality, because I believe that that really is the only answer for the troubles of our time, and for the way in which we can be able to create happiness for ourselves, but also create happiness for everyone around us. One discontented person, and you know what your home feels like, or you know what your office feels like. And one person with genuine happiness, not an artificial smile, but genuine happiness, and they're able to spread ripples of that happiness around them, wherever they may be. Will you remember the 7 keys? I won't test you. But if you remember at least 3 of those keys, turning inwards, turning upwards, and turning outwards, sharing. Okay? So even if you don't remember 7 points, you can remember 3. That's easy. Let's open up for questions or comments.
We are ready to accept questions from the guests.